You should ask better questions and you should train your salespeople to ask better questions. Rather than let someone walk into your business and ask them, "Can I help you?" because people are trained to say, "No thanks, I'm just looking." You want to ask them a particular type of question that will lead into what they're looking for. And at this point, the questions you want to ask are trial close questions, right? Hey, Cam Roberts here. Would you like to know the 3 ways to grow sales in your business without being, one of those cold calling, always be closing sales people? Well, I'm going to share those with you in a minute. But before I do that, I want to share with you how I got into selling. Now, I don't come from the traditional sales model. I haven't gone to, hundreds of thousands of different sales training courses. I've learned how to sell in the real world by running real bricks and mortar businesses. Some of my bricks and mortar businesses have been award-winning businesses. And what I've learned from looking after 30 staff and 1,500 weekly clients in those bricks and mortar businesses is I've learned the art of selling. And it is an art, selling. And you've got to have a way to build the masterpiece of selling when you're in business. So what I want to do is I want to give you 3 ways to increase your sales in your business. Now, the first way is to ask better questions. When you walk into a store in retail environments and you walk in and a salesperson approaches you and they say to you, "Can I help you?" And what's your standard response? "No thanks, I'm just looking." Right. And with that, they've lost the sale. You should ask better questions and you should train your salespeople to ask better questions. Rather than let someone walk into your business and ask them, "Can I help you?" because people are trained to say, "No thanks, I'm just looking." You want to ask them a particular type of question that will lead into what they're looking for. And at this point, the questions you want to ask are trial close questions, right? You want to filter what exactly are they looking for. So for example, if I was looking for new floors to put down in my house and I walked into a floor shop or a floor store, rather than the salesperson coming up and saying, "How can I help you?" or "Are you right there?" or anything like that, what they should do is they should ask how my day is. "Hi, how are you going?" Break the ice, build some rapport. At that point, the customer's going to say, "Yes, we're great, thank you." And at that point, you can ask the second question, because now you've done the first question. At that point, you can ask the second question, and the second question is, "Let me ask you a question. Are you looking for tiles or carpet today?" Right? I'm going to answer tiles or carpet. If I say I'm looking for tiles, you can say, "What sort of tiles are you looking for? Are you looking for terracotta tiles for your house, or are you looking for porcelain tiles?" Right? And then once they answer that question, "Are you looking for big tiles, or is it a small tile that you're looking for?" Right, now you've got them in a conversation and you can start building rapport and getting more information. The more information you can get out of the prospect, the better you can come up with a solution. Now, the second way in which you can increase the sales in your business is by using the magic word prefer. Now, the word prefer actually empowers the prospect to make a decision and feel like they are in control of the whole sales process, when in fact, you're in control of the sales process because you're steering the conversation. So here's an example of how it works. Using the floor example again, someone walks into a floor shop looking for new flooring for their home. You've gone through the different sizes of tiles or the different types of flooring that they're looking for, and then you start asking preferred options. So if you know that they're looking for a tile, you could say something like, "So is this something that you would prefer to have sooner or later? Are you looking for a terracotta tile, or would you prefer a cement tile?" I'm not a tile expert, by the way, but this is how you would use it, okay? And you could also use it based on pricing options. So you could have 3 different options, and you could say to the prospect, "Okay, Mr. Prospect or Mrs. Prospect, here's what we've got. We've got option A, which does 1, 2, and 3. We've got option B, which does 4, 5, and 6. And we've got option C, which does options 7, 8, and 9. Just as an example, right? And so at that point you say, "Okay, Mrs. Jones, Mrs. Smith, Mr. Jones, Mr. Smith, which one would you prefer?" You see, that magic word prefer is almost a trial close word, and it lets the prospect put themselves into a situation where they're thinking about owning your product or owning your service. Now, the third and final way in which we educate and train and coach our inner circle members on how to grow their sales and their marketing, but more importantly, sales in this particular training that we're talking about, is by not winging it. And when in life is winging it a good idea? Like, when are you going to wing an exam? Or when are you going to wing a sporting competition? Like, I used to do triathlons, Ironman triathlons, and it would be just dumb for an Ironman triathlete to wing a race, right? Not do any training, but just to wing the race, right? My wife is currently studying to be a nurse as a mature age student. It would be irresponsible of her to pretend to wing the study, right? Not do any study, but just wing the exam, right? And see how she goes. So never in life is winging it a good idea. And that's true for selling. You never want to wing selling, right? It's got to be a process, a formula, a method that you've created in your business. And so it becomes a system that you create. So everyone in your team, everyone in your business follows the system of selling so that it's not winged by any personnel in your team. It's not winged by you, HR, the salespeople, the admin people. Everyone has a particular way and a particular responsibility for closing the client. Because these days, clients or customers will have multiple touch points with different people in your business. So it's important that everybody in your business knows their responsibility in the sales process. And that's why your business should never wing selling. You should have a method for selling at every one of the sales stages. And most companies and organizations have what we call a sales pipeline. And within a sales pipeline, they might have 5 to 7 different types of sales stages. Now, in each of those different types of sales stages, you want to make sure that there's a process. So as someone goes into stage 1 and they talk to a particular customer, or the salesperson talks to a customer, or the admin person talks to a customer or client, something happens. Like, what is it that happens? What is it that's got to happen? Is it a particular email that gets sent? Is it a particular phone call that has to be made, right? And then that gets passed into stage 2. Then what happens in stage 2? Right, this is what happens. The person gets an SMS and they get to watch this video. Great, they've watched that video, they've signed that document, then they get to move into stage 3. Great, they move into stage 3, then what happens? You see? Then someone rings them up and they say this script. So one of your team members rings them up, says this script. Then what happens? Okay, then they go into stage 4. Then what happens in stage 4? You see? What you've created is a sales system. It's a process for selling rather than winging selling. So that's it. There are 3 ways at which you can increase your sales in the months and years ahead. And these are the same coaching, teaching, and methodologies that we teach our Inner Circle clients. Now, if you want more information about our Inner Circle and how we help our clients and our Inner Circle members grow and scale their business in sales and marketing and business processes, I want you to click on one of the buttons on this page, reach out to me, and let's have a conversation and let's see if the Inner Circle is right for you.